A Scarlet and Violet reprint does not matter. Actually, most reprints don't matter at all. I feel like there are so many investors that are scared of reprints in the Pokemon community, when in reality, they're not even that bad of a thing. If anything, they're good for the hobby overall. Like if they reprint stuff, it's because it's popular. You know it's popular if they reprint a set. That means it's a good set to invest in. Now, if prices drop because of a reprint, yeah, that's gonna suck for a little bit, but like always with Pokemon, you give it time, it's gonna go back up. The perfect example is the Pokemon Japanese booster boxes. We'll look at those right now. These things suffered a massive reprint in pretty much the start of the summertime. They went from up to $200 a box all the way down to in the 60s. Crazy huge reprint. That is crazy huge, but they're already back up to 100, and they're going to continue going up as time passes. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And when you have a banger set like Scarlet and Violet, what you should be doing is hoping for a reprint, because if a reprint happens, that just means you could stock up on even more product at a much lower price. You just dollar cost average yourself into that lower price. And sure, if you think a reprint's going to happen, you can sell some stuff off before that happens, but I would just hold it. I mean, if a reprint happens, prices drop, it don't matter. Unless you're planning on selling these right when the reprint happens, that's tough. But for 151, I think it's a long-term hold. Should be for everyone, unless you're trying to make a few quick bucks or something. I paid like $34, $36 for all these booster bundles here. And if a reprint happened and they dropped back down to, you know, market price, whatever that is, like 20 something, I'd just buy more. I wouldn't be sad or upset that a reprint happened. I would just stock up when they're a lower price, because the prices will go back up unless they just were to print it for the rest of eternity, which they've never done before. But also another reason why I think a reprint doesn't affect 151 near as much as any other set. Like if Paldea Evolved or Twilight Masquerade got a reprint, maybe it would affect them a little bit more, but it's not going to affect 151 the same. And I talked a lot about 151 in a video just a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to touch back on the subject because the reprint topic has been popping up recently. I think even in the comments of that other video, people were talking about it. If reprint were to happen, I think it would happen about right now, like before Christmas time, because 151 would be a great Christmas gift to pretty much every Pokemon fan out there. But even if it does, you still just keep buying more when the prices drop. You buy low, you sell high. And another reason why I'm personally so big on 151, and I think a lot of other people are as well, is because this set really shouldn't even exist. I don't know if they planned on releasing this set when they released Scarlet and Violet. Like when they created Scarlet and Violet, I don't know if this was in their mind, this original 151 Pokemon set. Looking at this right here, Pokemon TCG sales slow after Scarlet and Violet launch, say store owners. This is from The Gamer. Never really messed around with this website, but I did come across this little article here. So the sales suffering was blamed on multiple factors, including the economy and series popularity. When the set first released, they were struggling to sell any of the Scarlet and Violet TCG stock, and saying that a lot of it had to be severely discounted to even sell. So if the card game wasn't selling, what would Pokemon do to combat that? They would release something that they know every Pokemon fan's gonna love, aka 151. 151 should not even exist. It only exists because Scarlet and Violet performed so poorly at the start of its launch. And they wasted no time either. You had base set, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames, and then Scarlet and Violet was the order that things happened. And I could see why they were probably worried. Scarlet and Violet base set, not a lot of people bought it. I mean, I'm sure they sold a lot just because it's a new generation, but I think they printed a lot as well. And that's why Scarlet and Violet base is still just so low in price. There's so much of it. They printed the heck out of it. And then you have Paldea Evolved, great set, but at the time it came out, nobody was really thinking it was going to be one of the better sets of the era, at least so far. But looking back on it, hindsight, it's a good set. But when it first came out, there wasn't a ton of people saying Paldea Evolved is going to be a great Scarlet and Violet set, which, how could you? I mean, it's a second set. How are you going to know, really? But then you have Obsidian Flames, which people talked highly of because of the Charizard, and Pokemon also probably printed it pretty hard because of the Charizards. and then Obsidian Flames kind of tanked. So then they're left to scramble with this 151 drop, and maybe they had it planned all along, you know, but that's not what I believe. I think they were worried about these sales and they had to create something that they knew everybody would buy and everybody would love. And now it's a top tier product to have. I mean, like I said in the previous video, the nostalgia factor of the set alone is going to carry it so much further than any of these other Scarlet and Violet sets. The original 151 has a hold on people. I mean, even the new kids, the new generation are going to want to open this set. So that's why I think a reprint doesn't matter. And reprints just don't matter in general. Like I said at the start of the video, if a set gets reprinted, the prices drop, sure, but it's not just going to get reprinted over and over and over again. It gets reprinted once, maybe twice, and then after all that supply starts to dry up, the demand goes up again. It's I don't really get why people worry so much about the reprints unless they are trying to sell actively. You know, if you're a seller and you're a big time seller, yeah, it would hurt if you have all this stock that you maybe bought at a certain price and now the price is just dropping on you. But as an investor, it's not a bad thing at all. It's a great thing because if it goes down to market price or whatever, if it goes down to the price that it releases at, just buy more. You already know what it could be at. You know that booster bundles could be nearing $40. If they drop on a reprint, they're going to get back up to $40. It's just going to take time. Maybe you're sitting here listening like, yeah, of course, that's kind of anybody could realize that, but that's not the case. Not everybody realizes that. But who knows if a reprint's coming. We have Surging Sparks dropping in about a month, a little bit over a month, which already has a ton of hype. I see people commenting on videos and stuff like, not my videos, but just videos around in the Reddit and stuff that they've got cases ordered already, hyping up this set a lot. And to be honest, I haven't even deeped the set yet. I don't know exactly what's going to be in it. I do know it's like a Pikachu set. Pikachu sets in the past have done well. Vivid Voltage, not really, but Surging Sparks will be solid. And, you know, if a 151 reprint happens around the time that Surging Sparks drops, I'll just be buying both, I guess. 151 released September 22nd of 2023, so it's been just over a year since the set release, and I don't know the exact patterns of reprints. Nobody really knows, right, when sets are going to get reprinted. My guess would have been before Christmas, but it is a little bit late now. Like, you would start seeing some stuff on the shelves if it was for Christmas. So if it happens, could happen the start of the year, could never happen, and now could be the perfect time to buy because it won't get any lower than this. I kind of doubt that. I do think there might be one more reprint, even if it's a small one in the future. And if that does happen and prices drop, that's your perfect time to get in because this stuff is going to hold its value. Unlike some other stuff, like some other Scarlet and Violet sets, this one has something that they don't have, which is the nostalgia of the original 151. And if you don't believe that that has a hold on it, just take a look at almost anything from the past. People always seem to want stuff after it's gone. 151 is going to be one of those things. So that's my thoughts on the 151 reprint and pretty much every reprint. If you really believe in a set and it gets reprinted and prices drop, don't be discouraged just because your boxes maybe aren't worth as much as they once were, because at the end of the day, time proves all. Time, with time, they'll end up going back up, and if prices drop, it's just the time to get more stock up on it at a better price. So that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Anyways, thanks for watching. See ya.